Okay, this next demo is going to be on problem 4-6, where you can find all the details on page 107. So I'm going to go there right now, and we are going to kind of devise our plan for how to attack this. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, and where we're going to start is we're going to put our 0, 0 in this bottom left-hand corner of the part. And we're going to first draw the base. And then we're going to look at it as a top view looking down. So that'll be our 0, 0 there. Then we're going to look at it on the front plane, and we're going to add the ear going up with the hole. And then we're going to put our holes into our base, as well as then putting the fillets and the rounds in. Okay, and then there is one more cutout underneath here. So first off, we're going to do our base with our holes. Then we're going to add the cutout in the bottom. Then we're going to add the ear on the top with the hole, and then we're going to add the rounds and fillets to finish out the part. Okay, so let me minimize this. This I have in place here. This is the final part. Okay, but to get started here, we're gonna start a new file or a new part. And we're going to call this, as it says there, the cross feed stop. And then I'm going to call it number 2 because I already created one. Okay. So it's going to start fresh here. And we are going to maximize this. And we're going to start by looking and drawing on the top plane. So I'm going to do an extrude, placement, define, and I'm going to use the top plane here. So I'm looking straight down, and we're going to sketch the base. I'm going to do my sketch view, zoom, zoom, zoom in here, and we're going to set that bottom lower left-hand corner right at the origin. So I'm going to do a line, and I'm just going to create a rectangle, very simple rectangle here. And middle mouse button twice, and I'm going to pull my dimensions out, and I'm going to make the width 4.4 for the length maybe, and the height is going to be 1.75. I'm going to scooch these in, scooch this up, and zoom in. Okay, so there is our part. Now, I am going to add the fillets here, or add the rounds, the 0.88 radiuses as rounds afterwards. So right now, I'm just going to extrude this rectangle. I'm going to check the requirements. We should be good, and we are. And I'm going to hit OK. And the thickness that we're going to go for, now, it's not real clear here, but you'll notice in our sketch that it has 0.44 for the thickness here. Doesn't really tell us that that's the case anywhere else, but we're going to make that assumption because it looks like that's the case for the bottom part as well. So we're going to use the dimension of 0.44, okay, for the thickness of that base. And there we go. Okay. So before I go too far, I'm going to put those rounds on the corner right away because they're pretty substantial. So I'm going to put the rounds on, and I'm going to set those to 0.88. radius, and then I'm going to select the vertical here and the vertical there, and then okay. Okay, so those are in place. Then as long as I'm here, I'm going to put the holes in the base as well, and I'm going to go to extrude, placement, and it's going to be on this face right here, that surface. So I'm going to put my circle in place. Actually, I want to do my sketch view first. I'm going to, now I don't want to put it on the center of that radius because it's not located there. I need X and Y values. So, looks like it's actually going to be, oh, it's from the center hole. So, from the center, so if we, oh boy, you know what? I'm gonna actually do this in a different order. I'm gonna cancel this right now. And the reason I'm canceling, and I guess it's not a bad idea, we'll look back at our print. And I was gonna put the holes in the base here right away, but the dimension comes to the center of this hole and then between, from the center of the hole in the ear. So I really need to create the ear first so that it's tied to the axis of that hole. So that's why I canceled out. Okay, we're gonna just cancel out of this, and it's gonna say, "Are you sure?" I'm gonna say yes because I realize I actually need to put my ear in next. So I'm gonna hit cancel here, and what we're gonna do is we are gonna extrude, and this time we're gonna look on the front face. So our placement is going to be on the front plane, which is this plane right here on that back edge. Okay, so front plane sketch, and we're going to go with the sketch plane here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create a circle up here, and that is going to be equal to 2 times the radius of 0.875. 1.75, oopsie, 1.75, there we go. And this is going to be found right in the middle here, 2.2. And up from the bottom, this dimension is going to be 1.44. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the lines going vertical from the quadrant. So when it gets on there and it kind of snaps to the quadrant there, and then we're going to go perpendicular or down to this line, and I'm going to just hit my middle mouse button, and I'm going to go line, get to the quadrant on the other side, and I'm going to get down to there, and I'm going to go over and close. Then I'm going to delete the segment in between here so that I have my ear, and I should be good to go. So if I do my feature requirements, those are 2 checks. I'm going to hit OK, and the distance in is going to be the 0.44. Enter and OK. That looks good. Now I'm going to place my hole right in the middle here. And I'm going to add extrude placement. It's going to be on this face. I'm going to sketch plane, or sketch view, I should say, and I'm going to circle. Now remember, I'm going to activate the outside here by just hovering over the top here, and then we're going to click on that center. And then I'm going to put my circle in place, double click, and this is going to be 0.625. There we go. And as I look at my feature requirements, awesome, okay. And I'm going to switch the direction here. It's going to remove material, but I want to tie it to the thickness. So through all, and okay. All right, now I have that hole in place. So now I can put the holes in my base. So I am going to do another extrude placement, define off of this surface, sketch, and I want to do my sketch view. I'm going to put my circle in place. Now again, I don't want to get to this center. I don't want that. That is not what I want. So I want to be away from that. So I actually intentionally went away from it. And this needs to be to, the design change says to 0.5. So make sure you read the problem statement here. The distance from the back is 0.875. And then the distance from the axis here, we need to do a dimension from the axis. Notice that it activates when I go over the top of it, so I can click it. And that dimension is going to be 1.32. There we go. And now if I do the feature requirements, I'm good. Okay. And then I will change the direction and go through all, and okay. There we go. And then I'm going to add my second one. Extrude one more time. Placement, same plane, or same surface, I should say. Sketch view. I'm going to do my circle, and I'm going to now activate the center of that circle by hovering over it. And you'll notice that when I do that, it follows that as being in line. I'm going to click when I get over here, and I'm also going to click when it gets to be an equal. All right, and then I don't want the dimension from the edge there. I actually want the dimension from this axis, or from that center to this center, and that is going to be 2.64. There we go. There we go. And feature requirements, 2 check marks. I'm good. Okay. Then I'm going to toggle that to the opposite direction, and I'm going to do through all rather than to a depth, and I'm going to be good. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Okay. So my very last thing to do, well, actually not very last, I need to put my cutout through the bottom here. All right. What that requires me to do is I'm going to select the right plane here. So I want to actually be on that plane so I can put the cutout in on that plane. So I'm going to do an extrude placement. I'm going to be on the right plane this time. I'm going to do my sketch view. It's not the way I wanted to look at it, but that's okay. That's all right. So I actually want it to be a little bit different, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to do my line. I'm going to put like this up here, down, and close. Right? And my width is going to be 0.875. My distance from the back side here, oopsie, don't need to be dimension, I didn't see it there, it's in there, is going to be 0.44. My height is 0.125. There we go. Okay, check my features, I'm good. Okay, and I do not want it to go out, I want it to go, oh, there it is. I want it to go in, I want to go this way. Oops, no, that way. And I want to remove material, and I want to go all the way through all surfaces. There we go. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Looks great. Okay. All right, now I am ready for my fillets. Now, I realized when I did this, we have to do these in a certain order based on the sizes here. So let's take a peek at the drawing. You'll notice that we have these larger 0.375 right here and on this side. We need to do those first on those 2 corners. Then we're going to fill in with the smaller ones. If you go around and do all the smaller ones first, it doesn't do it right on the front side here. So so make sure that you do the 0.375s first and then follow with the smaller ones. So we're going to do a round 0.375 this time in this corner here. Okay, and I'm going to move it, corner right there. So you got to grab the line. Okay, then we're going to hit OK. Then we're going to do another set of rounds, but this time it's going to be 0.125, and it's going to be the front face here, this face here, this one all the way around. And I think that's it. That is. All right, cool. There we go. That's our part. So now as we look here, I'm going to try to get this so we can kind of see most all of our features. Can we do it? I don't know. I think that looks pretty good. So once I have that, I'm going to zoom in just one roll, and then I'm going to do my Windows Shift S. I'm going to put my cursor on the upper left-hand corner, and I'm going to drag, drag, drag to get my model tree and my model. And I'm going to then put it on my clipboard, which then it'll be ready to put onto the document that I upload to Blackboard. Okay, so I believe we're all set with part number 4.6. Let me know if you have any additional questions after you watch this video. Hopefully this helps.